Hello everyone, the Honest Collector here to give you the truth on the Hasbro Marvel Legends Maximum Series Deadpool. And this is going to be a long video. I know I usually try not to talk as much and just kind of yap. I know it can kind of get sort of boring. But this video, I do have a lot to talk about because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of controversy, and I'm pretty late, not only in this Deadpool review kind of wave of just people putting their videos out, but also the Maximum line in general. I was pretty quiet on it because I just didn't like it. I really wanted that Spider-Man, but I've had to cut back on buying figures. There's just like a lot more important things going on right now for me to have to like buy, and these figures should never come first. So, but this was actually gifted to me by SJ Productions. Awesome dude. So thanks so much. But I will of course review this like it is my own. So if he sees this video, I love and appreciate that he did this for me, and I love this Deadpool figure. But me liking it and it being a good figure are two different things. So now that we got that settled, let's look at the box. I like it, but I also don't. I like all the work that they put in here. You could see all the things that are spot varnished and just extra, raised on here that look really nice. That Maximum Deadpool. The one thing I can't stand is a pet peeve of mine that they're doing with Deadpool figures lately. They did it with the SHF ones. They did it with the movie ones. They did it with this one. And it's the fact that they just feel the need to do these stupid, like, drawings all over it. Like, it's like a comic. And it's like, Deadpool doesn't like, yeah, he knows he's inside of a comic book, he knows he's inside of like a movie or whatever, but like he doesn't do this doodling stuff. It's super weird that they keep doing it. It's all over the back here. It's like under, it's just random scribbles. You got random hearts here and stuff like that. Like, this looks cool, but not the hearts. What are the hearts for? He's jumping through a window, and it's not like anything that's going to take off points for this figure. I just think it's stupid. I don't like it. Yeah, you got dupe without any of the paint that he actually has, but that's interesting. Also, completely different color. These figures look very different. The colors are different. The proportions are different. But not by too much, actually. It's not bad. I don't know what just happened with my voice, but not by too much. I'm going to bring him out now, and we can kind of go into the aesthetics. Not by a lot, not by too much. This head sculpt definitely looks better in the render than it does in person. It is not that detailed and not painted this nicely. You're funny. But let's actually talk about what the figure does bring to the table and does have to offer. So, taking a look at this Deadpool, let's fix that lighting. There we go. So, these aren't the hands that come out of him on the package, but I have messed with this figure a lot, and I do have a lot to say about him. So just showing him off first before I get onto the accessories, because the accessories that we already have here are going to be, which, like, shouldn't even really count as, like, add-on accessories. These are things that have to come with the Deadpool, because if not, then it, like, what we're getting for the regular price even is garbage. So, like, for example, you can't just give Deadpool, wow, I was putting that in the wrong spot for, like, the wrong way for, like, I don't even know how long that was. Embarrassing. Like, you can't expect, you shouldn't have to expect a Deadpool that doesn't come with swords and doesn't come with guns. And at this point, one that doesn't come, I mean, the Hydra Baba 2 pack didn't come with it, but, like, this too, sure, I'll take it. I'll take the knife as an accessory. But the guns and the katanas, no. And like the gripping hands or whatever, you can't really say like, oh, these are standout accessories or anything like that, like the chimichanga that we also get, or the dupe figure, or even some of the guns. But just to state that we do have those are a thing. We have two of these pistols here, which look fine. They're obviously reused. The katanas and sheath are reused. They're not even katanas. I think they're ninjato or some other sword. I forget what the other name is for it, but it's not my favorite. I don't really like them. The sheath is also reused. And then the knife that we have in the boot is also reused as well. So all of it not new off the bat. And then, yeah, let's go over some of the other accessories now. Okay, so taking a look at all the accessories, we do get an interesting amount, and there's one more that I actually forgot. There we go, now it looks full. So, it's always fun just seeing how I can make everything look organized, but still look like a mess. So, first off, I'm going to cover the LMG here. This is the one that was used, or this is the gun that he used in the comic cover for the 25th anniversary comic. I don't exactly remember which one, but I love that one and it's awesome. So I'm really glad we're getting this here. The only thing is the bipod does not go down, which is really stupid, and the ammo box doesn't come out either, which sucks. A GI Joe Classified, you could practically take those guns apart, and here it's just a still piece. There's no paint, no wear and tear, nothing like that, like it showed on that comic cover or anywhere else. And there's no paint on the box either to show anything, and it kind of sucks. So not the gun itself, just all the stuff that we should be getting, but it is still nice to have. But that will be, that should be noted. So then, going over the other guns, we have the AK here. Pretty good. It's average. I don't exactly remember when he used this, in a specific panel or anything like that. But it's always nice to just have another gun. I kind of wish we would have gotten a different rifle or something like that. But or maybe the RPG, like the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave had. But I do already have the pink one with the boxing glove. Let me get that out now. This one here. It would have been cool to get, I would have been fine with this, maybe a regular missile. It could have even tied with the one that Hulk actually catches and, takes apart. That would have been cool. But, I don't know, anything. But we do have just a regular AK, which I guess it's fine. There's some paint here, which looks good. And, I'll always take that extra detail, since Hasbro likes to not do much of it. But yeah, so nothing comes out. The mag is still stuck in there, and it's okay. It's just a rifle. There's no real playability, aside from the fact that you can actually put the muzzle flashes in there. I'll get onto that when I talk about this one, which is now. This gun, I don't exactly know what this is because it's a fake gun. It's not real. I don't think it's real, but it is the one that he used in that one other comic cover, the one that Todd McFarlane recently just did a statue of. So that's pretty cool. I actually really, really like this, and I feel like if we got another normal gun, that actually would have been pretty disappointing. I always am okay with some, crazy, stupid looking guns for some characters like Deadpool that are just that fit so much better in such a wacky kind of scenario, that you can put up with your figures and stuff like that. So that's pretty awesome. I really like this, and yes, the muzzle flashes do fit in this one. They fit in all of them. So, and it's cool, we get 3 of them and we get 3 guns, which I think is nice. So you could put that there, however you want to sort these, because yes, these muzzle flashes are all different sizes, but they all can fit, they all have the same peg size. So this one is the longest one, this one is the shortest one, and this one is the biggest one. So I think that's pretty interesting. However you want to do it, however you think it fits, if you're really paying that close attention, you can do that. It doesn't exactly really matter to me, but I always feel like the biggest one should go to the most cartoony one here, like that. But I still feel like, am I wrong? I feel like it should just have a whole different flash effect to it. It just looks that crazy to me, which I love. But yeah, so I'm happy with the guns that we got. Again, maybe just changing that rifle, but I don't mind. I like that we got these 2. I think that's nice attention to detail there with this specific version of the character that they gave us. And yeah, now going on to the hands. I've been avoiding these things. We have the 2 regular punching hands. It's all going to be the same ones that we got with the Comic-Con Hydra Bob 2-pack. So we have the 2 regular punching hands here, which I always think it's cool when Deadpool, resorts to fists instead of just guns and swords and stuff. Then we have the 2 trigger finger hands, which are trigger finger hands, so those are nice. They all have sculpted wrinkles, which is good. I really like that. Oh, there goes Dupe. And then he has the 2 finger gun hands, which I actually really love because these could be used for so many things. I kind of put it in a smile camera pose, going like that, which I think is pretty funny. So just a lot of things you can do with that. We get a peace sign hand here, which is okay. I don't really care for it. And then we have a thumbs up sign hand, which is also okay. I don't really care for it. The reason why I say that is because we need relaxed hands. Deadpool has punching hands, gripping hands, trigger finger hands, finger gun hands, and emoting hands, but no relaxed hands, which would look awesome on a figure like this, because Deadpool, if he's not doing something crazy, it'd be nice to put him in a relaxed hands pose. or just have him stand up and you know, just relaxed. And with a maximum figure, we definitely should be getting relaxed hands, because that's something we never really get with Hasbro figures. There's always some type of stylized or style or feature to it. But then we have two gripping hands for the swords, and you can see the paint scraped right off of these swords and into the hands, so that's lovely, Hasbro. And it's stuff like this that I will complain about, because for $50 the paint should not be scraping off. Now let's talk about Dupe here. He looks fantastic. Whether you think he should look like the one from X Factor or Ecstatics or whatever like that, he looks great here, and I really like what they've done. The texture, the paint, the wash that they gave him, the eyes just look fantastic, and that X right there is nice. I think he looks great. He looks like a huge pickle, and I love it. I love stuff like this. I honestly, I will say though, I would have preferred, I almost, yeah, I would have preferred an unmasked head sculpt, because we do get this, but this isn't good. And I'll tell you why later. And so many people say that it looks weird, but can't exactly place why. I can, and I'll tell you that in a second. But Dupe, for what it is, at least they delivered, and they did a really good job with him. So that's nice. Now, moving on to the actual alternate head sculpt, like I said before, it's really not great. They like pinched it over the nose, and that just looks odd to me. And then the teeth, like the sculpt continues, so there's still ridges where the lips should be, because there's no lips. It's just teeth and gums, and it looks super weird. And then the paint is so, like, it's just barely there. Like, it looks like they painted it and then swiped it off with napkin and just left it to dry. It doesn't look very good, and I'm not impressed, because we haven't had an unmasked Deadpool head since the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave or the Hit Monkey 2-pack, and it's like, what the heck? This is supposed to be the maximum Deadpool, like something you could call definitive. You know what I mean? And it's like, still, we're now gonna have to wait till they have another one that has the unmasked head and probably gonna be better, or the same sort of articulation, same system, since they like to say that. So that sucks. And just wanted to show you guys, if you don't mind the long neck, then here's the Hydra Bob 2-pack without that little notch at the end. So that's the big difference between these two. I always loved when it's like this. It just looks way better than just the bare red head. And also the reds don't match. I don't know how well that's showing on camera, but this red does not match the red that you see here. So that's that. And then I will be doing the other head sculpt, the other half masked. Okay, so now kind of going into the accessories that are supposed to stay on this guy. We have the swords, which are the short ones. I believe the Ninjato. And I don't like these. These are supposed to be katanas. They should have been katanas. And it's reuse from the Hydra Bob 2-pack Deadpool. And I just don't like it. I didn't like the swords to begin with, and I don't like them now. And then taking a look at the pistols that he has what is it called? Cross draw. The cross draw kind of situation going on. So here is what they look like, and they don't look bad. I think they look pretty good. Let me fix this lighting situation here. And I don't think they look bad. They're reuse, again, from the other one, although they're not as squishy or bendy as the 2-pack Deadpool's pistols here. So did he come with places to put his pistols? I don't think so. Let me see. No, he never did. He never did. That's interesting. So here you actually do get that, which is here, which is really nice. Just sometimes getting this one is kind of hard because of that. It runs into that, so that's a little difficult sometimes. And going into the aesthetic, the figure just looks really good from from about here. He looks great. It's just the legs are really, really thin, and that really throws the look off. It looks odd, and it doesn't exactly fit. It would be much better if it kind of looked a little more, sorry, wow, yawning. If it kind of looked a little more like the promotional images of him with the two guns out. But I forgot to say, hey, we got a boot knife, which is really cool, but it's also reuse from God knows how long. So there's that, nothing really special. And all the pouches and everything is painted, and all these things are sculpted onto this figure. So we get a proper sculpt for Deadpool here, even on the neck. It's all painted in a really nice silver. The belt looks really good. All the buckles and little pins are painted there as well here, so there's no skip out on that. Although I feel like this should be painted, right? Even the buckles are painted on the shoes, which I think is really really cool. The reds are pretty consistent through and through with this guy. And do you guys prefer the classic look like this Deadpool? Of course, I just took off the regular straps that he has, but they're basically like these. Do you guys prefer that Deadpool? I'm yawning again. What the hell? Do you guys prefer this more classic Deadpool? Not the Marvel Legends figure, but the design. Or the more modern look? And I can't lie, I'm the more modern kind of guy. I think it better fits what Deadpool is supposed to be. It really brings that assassin out there with breaking up the red and black way better. Just giving so much more room for his weapons to be, all the pouches and stuff like that, which Robert Liefeld was huge on at the time. So I think it fits the character really well, all the straps and everything, and it is one of the best comic book designs, period. I think it looks great, and I think it's an improvement from what was originally already a really good design. It helps it make it look a little less like just spandex and a little more able to be taken seriously, not because it looks realistic, but just because it breaks it up better into looking like, yeah, like this is an assassin ninja, essentially, which I think is awesome. So yeah, all this stuff looks really good. I don't really know what else to talk about aesthetics wise. I think that's it. That the build is really good. The physique that he's got going on. I mean, it's a little weird that they just completely end the sculpt as soon as you twist him. It looks a little blocky. All the paint is where it should be. Just zoom in. Even on the Deadpool belt and everything, you got some marks and scuffs on the gloves, and on the armbands, and it just looks really good. The black is sculpted to look different from the red, to look like a seam line, and it just comes together all really well, and I'm not disappointed with it at all. I actually really like it. And you got that little tassel piece on the back of the mask, and it just brings this figure together. This figure looks awesome, as you can see, in a vanilla pose. So I think I can go right on to articulation. I'll probably remember something later, but yeah. And to just really bring out the reds here, like, look at how much less gloss this guy's getting versus this guy. The reds are different from the head to the entire painted part here, to the arms and the legs, and it just looks really odd. And then originally this guy had no wash on the belt pieces. I did that my own. Granted, this stuff is painted, but still. And the body just is nowhere near as muscular looking as this one should be. This one looks a little wimpy in comparison. The head's too big, the shoulders are too low and too small, and this one's just right. Got the shoulders that are big, broad. Got the head, not looking too big, but I think a little still on the big side, but not, I'd really not by a lot at all. It's acceptable for me. I'm okay with it. And yeah, you got the arms that fit it. It's just the legs that look a little odd, look a little skinny in comparison. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about here. But yeah, overall, I think the aesthetic is pretty good for this guy. The look is just great. So let's go into the articulation. So for all to be fair for this figure, we're going to completely take out all of his weapons. So here we go. This is what we're working with. You push this down, you'll get the better torso articulation. I'll talk about that later. The head, they did an amazing job. He looks up really nicely. He can look down really great. He gets really nice tilt there. I do wish it could be a little more, but I don't really want to complain. I think it is really good, and I definitely can accept this. I can take it. And then, of course, swivel all the way around, because he also has an articulated neck. which can tilt and go back and down and stuff like that, which really helps for that articulation. So it looks really good. And then we have the arms, which move all the way around. And now this is where I get to talk about what I've been waiting to, is the setup for these shoulders. Because moving them all the way out, you can already see what's going on here. They sculpted this badly. That's like ready to tear off, and it feels like that on these shoulders too. They're not, but because of the way they are, there's so much big gappage here that you're really going to have to put all the force on the actual shoulder itself and be super careful with the actual bicep piece if you don't want to snap it off or just pull it off. And I don't know which one's going to happen, and I don't want either to happen. So you get that issue. Let me zoom out here. And then for the butterfly joints, they go in that much, and I don't think it's the straps blocking it. I think it's just that's how far this goes in, because I don't really see much tension in the straps as much as I do just the actual joint stopping and it just not being able to push in anymore, as you can see right there. So I think that's it. But it's not bad. I'm glad we have it. It doesn't sacrifice the look of the sculpt or anything, so I'm always okay with it being there. And, you know, they're action figures. We need articulation. We need maximum articulation on these maximum figures. So do they continue to deliver maximum? We're going to talk about that now as I fix my microphone. Sorry. But yeah. That's this torso setup. Okay, so you get the twist at the top, no twist at the bottom, so he can't crunch and like twist to the side. He can't do this. He can't do that. And why would he need to do that? Because it makes kicking way more easier to look better. So it is an important like system, guys. Even for someone like Wolverine, that they're just now getting around to doing this, the Mafex kind of system, where he can crunch and just twist like that. You can't do that with these figures that have reverse ab crunches, and they make it seem like it's the craziest articulation system in the world. So anyway, crunching down using both joints. I don't like just showing you with one, because no one's going to use just one diaphragm joint. So crunching him forward is that much. And if I move this arm out of the way, you can see he's supposed to crunch more, and it almost snaps, it almost clicks, but it just goes right back up. And that's not the belt, because the belt is moved so far down, you can see the actual joint itself. And it's just not moving. So that's unfortunate, it just keeps springing right back up. That is so stupid, because if you were going to assemble the figure like that and include the articulation, make it work. It's something that irritates me so much. McFarlane figures do it all the time. Make it work. You already went out of the trouble to cut it up, sculpt it, make sure it's there. Make it work. It fits into the design so well. It's so nicely hidden. Just make it work. So anyway, that's kind of lame. And then moving back, not much. In fact, we got more before. And did we get more forward? Actually, nope. We're getting more with the Renew Your Vows, because I'm starting to move the actual hips. And I say the Renew Your Vows because it's on the same body. Am I getting more in the maximum? Maybe by a little. Huh. Either way, I think my point still stands that it doesn't work as well as it should. This should not happen. It should not be springing back up. So I really do wish that for this $50 price point, because last time the 2-pack was $60, we got a whole extra figure with its whole thing of accessories. We have the same accessories that are reused. None of the accessories are new, I believe. The only one that's new is the LMG, and obviously like the head sculpt and dupe. And I don't think that's enough to warrant the $50 just because this figure is a new sculpt. Because all companies make figures that are new sculpts. and Jada Toys isn't charging an extra $25 or whatever like that, isn't charging extra just because they made a new character or made a new sculpt. What is with me and yawning, dude? So anyway, moving on more down, we have the hips, which now you have to push the belt up. So the hips move out far enough. I'm actually okay with that. I honestly, people say drop down shouldn't be needed. I wish we did have drop down just so I can do those extra little things where I just push them up and just yeah. I just wish I could. So now something that I know people are going to be looking for is he going to crunch properly with the legs and stuff like that moving up too? And it's a little tricky to maneuver it, and it looks like there's not much to be given here. But with the images now that I'm showing you, this guy can pose. He can get in these deep crunches. He should be getting in the ones like that, but he's not exactly. But he still can do a good amount. I promise you. I want to do this figure justice at the same time, but it is definitely annoying when you know that this could be pushed down forward, and it's not. And then the legs are getting a little hindered by these pouches and stuff. It just irritates me a little, especially because this is a maximum figure. So moving to the articulation in the thighs, you get the thigh cut here, which is hidden by the pouch, which is nice. Same thing on this one, obviously. You get double jointed knees, which work really nice there. You can force it to kick his own butt, but I think that's just because the plastic is horrible. It's super gummy. Kicking out this far, which is good enough. Nope, it should be more. It should be more. This is just feeling like a regular Marvel Legends figure, and I'm not blown away. And that's what this figure should do for double the price. So, yeah. And then I already did the knees. We got the boot cut, which is nice. We got the ankle going this far up, which is great because it goes right over that shin pad, and then moves this far down, which is really good. Then you have ankle pivot, of course, and then the toe hinge, which looks super blocky and super dumb. This looks horrible, but it does function well, and I can pass by it. I want to be fair in the sense that I can pass by some things, but I'm showing you in case you can't. And if you say, hey, this toe joint looking stupid is the reason why I don't want to buy this DeadPool, and I'm just done with Hasbro, that's completely fine. You're not wrong for having these opinions on these figures. You shouldn't have to be worried that what you say about a figure that people don't like is something that you like. So yeah, like I'm going to say a lot of good things about this DeadPool in the end. I know I am, because I am having a lot of fun with this guy. But I also want to be fair and be honest. But it's okay to just like the figure that much. It's also a really nice design that they did a pretty good job on. So don't be ashamed. So that's all the articulation for this guy that this guy has to offer. And I think it's decent enough. It's decent, but it's not good. It's not good for the price point because that Maximum Spider-Man looks amazing. And I really want to get my hands on that because I want to voice my thoughts that I think that is the most worth it Maximum figure in the line. And that is the most worth it figure in the Maximum line. With this coming at a close second, and I don't even put Hulk on that list. That is just garbage. So I think this guy does have worth and value to him, just not as much as he could. And I'll get more onto that later, because now, for one of my favorite parts, is posing him next to figures. Other figures from this line, other figures from just my collection and everywhere, just having some fun. So let's do that now. Alright, so here he stands next to the Hydra Bob 2-pack DeadPool that I've been comparing him to, and the Marvel Legends DeadPool Wolverine DeadPool. And now this is what I was just looking to see. It's the Mafex yellow and blue suit Wolverine and the Capcom style, or the Bonebreaker Wave Cable next to this DeadPool. And just look, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And here's Dupe. Pretty small, but yeah. If you want him leaning more a little, or if you want him leading a little more into that assassin type stuff, some under the table work. Here he is next to the retro card Spider-Man Hammerhead and the Disney Plus Hawkeye show Kingpin. Here he stands next to the G.I. Joe Classified, one of the soldier figures, which is made by Hasbro, so just that scale is going to be in line with this. And then here he stands next to the Hydra Bob 2-pack, Hydra Bob himself. And then, just because I don't really see that there's a need to cut it, let's get him out of here and put him next to the Heat Claws Wolverine, which has been reused for other Wolverines, like the Hulk the Hulk 2-pack, just different head sculpt, and then a Love Triangle 3-pack, and pretty much the Secret Wars Wolverine, the new one, similar enough. It's the same height, just a little different. I don't really like that figure. I don't feel like getting him out. But here's how they stand next to each other. And here he stands next to the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy 60th anniversary of Spider-Man figure, and then the CT Toys Brown Suit Wolverine. I don't know how I almost forgot to do this comparison, but here he stands next to the 80 years Marvel Legends Iron Man and the 20th anniversary of Toy Biz Marvel Legends wave of Hulk. Also, since a collaboration was just made for Hasbro and Jada Toys, here's the Deadpool next to the Jada Toys Ryu, Chun-Li, and Fei Long from the first wave. And here he stands next to the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, Sonic the Hedgehog figure from Jakks Pacific. So what are my final thoughts on this guy? He has a lot to offer that can be enjoyed. I enjoyed the heck out of this figure, but as a reviewer, I have to be fair and also say you could definitely get more. You could be getting way more for this price point. You're essentially saying yes to getting less and still getting cheap product for an expensive amount of money. And sometimes I don't want, not that that's okay, but people want to spend what they want to spend their money on. And people come to a decision where they look at something and they say, this is what I want to buy. And there's a lot to enjoy. So go ahead and enjoy it. This Maximum line has just, like, grown people are yelling at other people what to enjoy, what not to enjoy. Don't do this, don't get that because they didn't do this. Or on the other hand, get it because you're going to have FOMO because it's perfect. And it's not. It's plastic, it's a toy. It's not going to be perfect. But let's not battle over these things and just say what it is. It is a fun figure that cut corners. But as long as it still means something to you, I think you should get it. So if you are debating on it, get it. If you're thinking about it, you're not going to be let down. Everything I showed you in this video, you can come to that conclusion. You can say what you like. You can see what you like, what you don't like. I'll even point it out. These biceps are going to be annoying. They might snap on you, so be careful. The head, you might want it to just get to move a little more. Along with the ab articulation, you're just going to be like, it could be a little better. And there's some things that you're just like, man, I wish he came with this set of hands. I wish this could happen. I wish this, I wish that. It's going to happen with every figure. You just got to come to the conclusion, is it worth it? Can you look past those things? Me personally, I can. But also I want to be fair. So for $50, I'm going to give this figure a generous 7 out of 10. I think 6.5 is too low because I am having fun with this and I am happy I got this in my collection. So 7 out of 10 is going to be my answer. It's going to be my rating. And that's going to be it. At the end of the day, I'm going to have fun with this guy. This figure is going to be awesome. It is awesome to me personally. And I'm going to have fun with this figure as soon as I end this video. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I really hope that you've enjoyed. Please give this video a like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can see when I give you the truth on the next figure. Thank you guys so much again. It means a lot to me to see all the feedback and stuff. So, trying to get this channel back up. So yeah, spread peace, love, and be greater together.